Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is November 10th, and we we are here for an all new episode of the Inner Circle podcast. I'm Charlie, and this is my girl Melanie. What's up, girl?
Hello, how are you?
I am fantastic because I'm excited. I have someone who we go way, way, way back, and she is on today talking all things fully nourished and astrology and healing. So much to unpack. We have special guest Stephanie Marie joining us in a few, so we're very excited about that. Melanie, I know you're excited
I am.
and nervous.
I'm nervous and I'm excited. Yes, but that's
Absolutely.
soon to come. But I'm very excited because I've heard great things about her. Her vibe, her energy is super great.
Yep, yep.
So,
So,
um,
how's
let's
your
recap
weekend?
today.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was short. I can't wait for this weekend coming up because guess what? I'm gonna be that person and start decorating my house and all holiday shit. I went to Family Dollar today and I was like geeking because there were so many cute decorations. And I know people are like, "Oh, it's too soon to decorate." I don't care. I bought my tree. I'm ready.
Listen, I got my tree on Sunday. I'm decorating it. I'm having the Christmas tree lighting ceremony here at Casa Charlie on Friday. And I do not feel bad because walking home from work today, I seen literally three houses precisely put their Christmas tree near the window. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay, that's one. Oh, two. Oh, three. That's all I need. I'm like, I do not feel
exactly.
bad. I do not feel bad. So that's going down Friday. Now, this weekend, speaking of the weekend, I don't know. This weekend I was minding my business on a Friday night. Was it Friday night? It was Friday night. I was minding my business, and it was 11 something. I'm having my little drink and such vibing. And Christian calls my brother Christian. At first, I didn't know to pick up the phone. It was either A, he's drunk, or B, something happened. So I'm like, let me pick up the phone in case something happened.
I
But
always
then
think
I
it's
pick
a
up. I'm
bad.
so
I
I'm
always think it's
so
an emergency.
I'm so glad I picked up the phone because I got to talk to the one and only Joey Fatone from NSYNC. Literally on the
Ooh.
phone, had like a 2 3 minute whatever it was. It felt like conversation with Joey Fatone. So I want to thank my brother Chris so much for hitting me up, thinking of me, and thank God that I picked up the phone because I literally freaking spoke to freaking Joey Fatone from NSYNC. I was like
That's
geeky,
awesome.
geeky. He was so cool,
Was he?
so cool.
What you guys talk about? Did you like fangirl and say, "I love you"? Oh my god, you were my favorite, even though
No,
that's a lie.
I didn't say you were my favorite because that's a lie. That would be a lie. JC Chazes was my favorite one. But I told him, I'm like, yo, thank you. This is dope. Thank you for even doing this. And I'm like, God bless you. Like, I was gonna age myself right now. I'm like, I'm the oldest out of five boys. That's my brother. And I told him my age. I'm 35. I own it. And I'm like, so
He's
I
way
grew up
older
with
than you.
yeah, he is. I'm like, I grew up on you guys. Like, you were my childhood. So thank you very much. And he was just so cool and humble. Like, and from the phone, you could hear how like just down to earth and cool he was. So that was pretty
That's
dope. That was
awesome.
dope. Like, I hung up and I was like geeking for like the rest of the night. Woke up still geeking. It was so cool.
Aw.
So
Well,
cool.
I'm trying to think. Oh, so if Roman Reigns comes around your bar, Christian, please call me. You have my number. Thank you.
There you go. You heard it here. But something else that went down this weekend that wasn't so pleasant for a lot of
Yeah.
people. No, we're not talking astrology. We're talking astro world. Mr. Travis Scott, as we know, Friday night had his Astro World Festival down in Houston, Texas, where unfortunately 8 people died during the show due to the crowd surging towards the stage where Travis Scott was obviously performing. So much has gone down this weekend has come up. Some people we took upon our inner circle page. Some people don't think he's at fault and he was just doing his job, while many people thought he had some partial blame to do with it. So, what's your thoughts? I know you've been listening to things yourself. What's your whole take with this?
Personally, I feel like you can't always put blame on the artist, but this case, in this incident, I feel like he should be held accountable because this is not his first time being in a situation like this. And Travis Scott, I've never been to any of his shows. I do like his music, and I have heard in previous years that going to a show of his, either you will get stomped by him or like people do stupid shit. Um I know that he stopped the show for like a few seconds or for a minute or two when he saw the ambulance, but then he continued and he said, "Y'all know what y'all came to do." So basically, like basically asking the crowd not to pay any mind to the situation going on. And when I say that this incident has happened before, in 2015, he got arrested for telling a crowd in Lollapalooza to jump the barricades and to chant "We want rage" to the security guards and to the police. Like you're a celebrity. You have all this. You have a platform. You have all this power. So obviously, with all that influence, people are gonna want to do whatever you say.
Yeah, and
And
a lot. Go ahead.
he pled guilty for disorderly conduct for that incident. And then in New York, which I didn't know about this, but in 2017, he encouraged someone to jump off a balcony, and he was telling them like, "Oh, you could jump. The crowd is gonna catch you. Don't worry. You're not about that life." Like basically enticing someone to like injure themselves, and
Yeah.
that's just fucked up. People are saying like, "Oh, there you can't really blame it on him. People do all sorts of things when they go to concerts. They could have drugs in their system. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The medical people weren't even equipped to like check pulses or to
The
like do
sheriff had
CPR.
a meeting with him and his team prior to the show as well to let them know, like, yo, we not it's not well equipped. So there was warnings. There were
Yeah,
definitely warnings. Not only that, Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, they were obviously all the way up in the VIP. There's pictures out there where you can see Kylie Jenner, but she is pregnant as well. So I feel like pregnancy also heightens your intuition and such. But you could tell where she's visibly like something's going wrong here. Something's wrong. Meanwhile, there's in the background Kendall's like raging. Um, Personally, I think he is somewhat at fault with this. Listen, 2 arrests in the past for inciting riots. That's like it feels like that's his mo of who he is. Like
yeah.
this rock star. Yeah, let's rage on. First of all, sorry to the Travis Scott fans out there. I was shocked not only by the sad turn of events, but shocked that he has that many fans and that he's packing a crowd like that. Because honest to God, I cannot name one Travis Scott song. I cannot. I can't.
I know a few.
I cannot name one song of his. Maybe a feature if you point it out, like, oh, okay, he was featured in that, but I cannot name one Travis Scott song. So I'm like
And now they're
surprised I even
blaming
have that.
Drake. And they're blaming Drake also because he came out as a surprise guest. So that blew everyone's fucking mind. Which, I mean, granted, yes, people like that can start incite crowd surfing and stuff, but also I don't feel it was Drake's fault
No,
for the
absolutely not.
big for all everything happening. I just feel like maybe had they seen or had they actually paid attention and stopped the show, shit wouldn't have gotten so bad.
I
But
agree.
shit happens.
Listen, we'll stay tuned with this because there's a lot going on. There was also reports that someone was injected or injecting people as well with possible drugs. There were kids there as young as 9. Now, listen, I'm not here to. I don't like to judge people. I like to live my life the way I like to live my life, and people not judge me or try to control me. So I can control parents out there, but I kind of cringed when I heard the
Yeah.
thought of a 9-year-old,
Yeah.
even a 14-year-old at a Travis Scott concert. Like I kind of cringe. I'm like, ooh, that's too young. But listen, I you can't tell people. You know what I mean? Like my first Britney concert was the Onyx Hotel. I was 18. Literally next to me, that was her most sexualized concert to date. Literally next to me in another row, there was a mom with her 2 daughters who had to be like 10 and 8. And the whole time, like when certain parts of Britney's show was going on, I'm like looking over to see like what's the reaction of the mom. I just think there's some concerts that you shouldn't go to, and there are just like movies have ratings, concerts also have ratings as well.
Yeah.
So it's up to the parent. At the end of the day, it's up to the parents if they want to send their children, their teenagers, to these concerts. But unfortunately, without thinking it, shit like this happens. So it's crazy. It's
And it's a
crazy.
different type of concert. It's a festival. There was 50,000 people in a park. That's crazy. And this has happened before. I think it was the Who, the rock band The Who, years ago. They had a festival where a lot of people died. So
Mhm.
people should learn from this. The Ariana Grande concert with in Manchester, England, where someone like shot it up and people died and were injured. Was it shot up or was it a bomb? I don't remember. But all in all,
Bombs. There were
there's
bombs. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So what happened to the hyped up security? It's like are people do it for certain artists. They don't do it for every occasion and event. That doesn't make sense to me.
Listen, we'll definitely stay tuned to this and see what other events, because I feel like there's much more stuff going to come up regards to this. So we'll keep an eye for you circle friends and report it. But now it is time to get to our special guest that we're so excited about. We were talking before the show, and we're just going to bring her on. We're very excited to have Stephanie Marie, a fully nourished psychic healer. Let's just welcome her. Let's welcome her to the show. Welcome to the show, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, I am so good. I am so excited.
We're excited
Um,
too.
Let me
Well,
tell you though,
before
when
you
you were
guys
talking
even
about your
start
concert,
talking,
no,
oh
but
Go
let
yeah,
me
ahead.
tell you, when you guys were talking about the concerts, I'm like scrolling back to the first concert I ever went to.
yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
He saw you in Vegas. Didn't you? I wanted to
Yes,
go and I couldn't.
yes. I seen the Backstreet Boys years later though, like in my adulthood. Thank you, Jesus. In
Oh, I
Vegas,
wish.
2000 and it was the year Britney was supposed to do Domination, but canceled it. Now we know more why. So instead of, and I already had the tickets and everything. So instead, my friend and I decided to go to the Backstreet Boys instead. That was so I loved it. I was like,
Oh,
'cause I was more of a Backstreet Boy girl than an NSYNC
Mhm.
girl.
Well,
wait, how old were you?
my
when I,
bedroom was plastered with them, but
Oh,
I was young. I was like 14.
yeah, but what were the Backstreet Boys doing like back then? Nothing bad.
No, I wanted
no,
to
but
marry Nick
it's
Carter. Like,
not the art. It's
Nick
not the
Carter.
artist. Oh, you like Nick Carter? I was more of a. Who did I like? I actually like Kevin.
Yeah, I like Kevin, but then
Oh,
I went through like a cheating phase. I'm like, oh, Kevin's my favorite, but then I'm
oh,
like, oh, Howie's half Puerto Rican, so Howie's my favorite. So I don't know. I went through a phase, but Kevin and Howie.
well, they are going to be in Jersey this summer, so just saying.
Oh, there we
what?
You're
go.
playing
All
at
right,
PNC.
There we
we're
go.
going. We're
All
going.
right, so let's get into, first of all, for the people who don't know stuff, I'm gonna let you explain how you and I know each other. I'll let you have the floor.
Okay. Well, all right. So Charlie and I met working at American Eagle, probably fighting over what clothes were folding on the floor. And we were all college kids working there, and we formed our own little family.
We did
And we used to go out together all the time,
Aw.
do things college kids did, and
parties.
party, be
Yeah.
stupid, have a good time. And, I graduated, I came back from New York. But like we were saying at the beginning, before we came on, like Charlie and I just stayed in contact via social media. And here we are almost 20 years later.
The magic of
Dare I
social
say
media.
it?
Listen, I've always said social media is either it could be a gift and a curse. It's how you look at
Yeah.
it, how you use it, and such. And I think this is an example of like keeping friends, over the years on social media. That it's like, okay, you continue to follow, and yeah, you may not talk a lot, you may not even hang out like that, but boom, here we are. Like
Yeah.
that's life.
And like now that we've reconnected, I'm like, okay, so where are we going to meet in Manhattan?
Yes.
Where are
Yes.
we getting dinner? Like,
Listen, I
Yes.
also
let's get
cook.
close.
I throw down, so you could come to my place too if you were to travel to Brooklyn. We could
Brooklyn's
do
a little
brunch, or
far.
I could cook.
Brooklyn is a little far, so you can
Brooklyn's a
definitely
little
come to the
far.
Bronx.
We'll do brunch. We'll do brunch, or I'll cook in the Bronx since the Bronx is closer. We could do it at
Exactly.
Melody's house.
All right.
Hey, we have dates to
I'm down.
plan. But let's talk about you and everything you do. Explain to the people. I have my questions. Explain to the people who what you do. and intuitive healer. Like maybe some people listen to that and they're like, huh, what? Could you explain to people what is intuitive healer, etc., and what you do?
Yes. So basically, in layman's terms, I am a psychic. I am a psychic medium. I have intuitive gifts that I use to help others. And recently, over this past summer, because I'm always developing myself, I'm always working on myself, I went on this retreat and had more of my gifts activated. So when I say I'm a healer, I literally do energy work with my hands. So it's a little different than Reiki because I'm not Reiki certified, so I don't follow the Reiki practice, but it's called intuitive healing because I feel it in your, whoever I'm working with, in their body, in their chakras, and their energy. And I use my hands to help move the energy and just do whatever they need. I also, do all of the psychic things. So I give tarot readings, I do astrology charts. If somebody is supposed to come through from the other side for you, I communicate for you with them. And that's really it in a nutshell.
Now,
That's awesome.
last week we had a special guest as well, Freddie Sanders. Shout out to Freddie. Thank you for coming on. He's a life coach. Now there's many different types of coaches out there, as we learned last week. Now, what would you say is the difference between? Because some people may tie the two together. Even myself, I'm like, well, spiritual, like some people may tie the two together. What would you say is the difference between a spiritual healer and a life coach?
Just that I use my intuition to really guide the sessions. I'm more of a channel for the other side to come through. So, for instance, when I'm working with somebody, most of the time I don't remember the session because I'm just the vessel.
Mm.
And like it's really spirit guiding it. So, whatever spirit, and when I say spirit, that can mean, to me, that means whatever you believe in. So, whether that's the angels, whether that's God, whether that's source, whether that's the universe, whether it's your ancestors, whatever it is you believe that is on the other side is who I'm communicating with. And they speak through me. They show me images. I hear them, all of that kind of stuff.
We have a
So
So it's
question
really just
from the
using my gift.
viewer
Mm-hmm.
basically asking, did you always feel a special type of power your whole life?
Yes. And this isn't, I'm not trying to be frank, but I mean, I'm a New Yorker, I'm blunt. Like, I've been seeing dead people my whole life. I've been seeing ghosts
Wow.
my entire life. So, and I also although my family is super Italian, they're also super spiritual. So I've kind of been born into it. Like my mother used to give psychic readings when I was a kid. My
Mhm.
father is a healer with his hands as well.
Mm.
And I've kind of just gotten both sides of the gifts, which is amazing. And yeah, no, I've had one of my tarot decks since I was 11. Like it's always been super open in my family,
Mm.
like and
Mhm.
accepted, but I just never really used it until recently because
Now,
I want to say I was little when I saw there was a lady that used to walk across like the living room in my parents' house. I want to say I was like 6 or 7 that I used to
mm,
see her, that I like remember seeing her.
you just
Oh,
answered one of the questions from the. You just said it without us
Oh,
saying. You just answered the answer of one of our circle friends who asked at what age. So thank you for that. There you go. She's answering your question without us even having treated. That should
come
tell you
on,
a lot.
Sixth Sense. Oh my
Now,
God.
I'm glad you brought up your family. I'm glad you brought up your mom and dad, and I'm glad you brought up Italian because, as we know, you say that automatically. A lot of people think Catholic, Italian religion.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
what for people who look at astrology, card readings as evil? You know where I'm
Mhm.
going with this. They look at it as,
yeah.
oh no, that's evil. I have a grandmother who she's my everything, but she has a really, and I respect it.
Mhm.
But she would like when I told, oh my horoscope said this. Oh, sweetheart, I don't believe in that's bad. Blah, blah. So what would you say for the people who have this notion drilled into them that astrology, horoscopes, in that nature is evil and not of religion, Christianity, Catholicism, etc.
It's funny that you bring this up because I was actually I'm a social studies teacher full time too, and so I teach
Love social
history.
studies.
Yeah.
I love social
Um,
studies.
but my coworker and I were speaking about this the other day because she's also super spiritual. But here's a little history about tarot for everyone that many people don't know. Tarot cards were created out of the Catholic Church.
Wow, I did not know
Like
that.
they were used as a divination tool in the Renaissance. So, you know, like 1200s, 1300s, but they were actually like really created in the church as like a tool. The priests used to use them. Um, so, but I know that there is a lot of talk recently about like new age spirituality being of the devil. And here's my take on it. And, you know, take what resonates, leave the rest. I believe that as long as everybody has something to believe in higher, that's what's important. It's when we begin to judge each other on what we believe, which is where the tension comes in. Because
Right.
let's face it, again, here comes my social studies history nerd coming through. But no matter what religion you believe in, whether it's Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Muslim, Christianity, no matter what religion you believe in, we all have the same stories.
That's
Completely, yeah,
true.
I agree.
We
I
all have
agree.
the same ones. So to sit here and say like, oh well, my religion's better, dude, your prophet is just a different name than my prophet.
Preach.
I feel like if
And
people, no, I honestly feel like if people, like, we get it. And I don't want to say we get it. I don't want to like put us on a pedestal, like, oh, Pisces thing. But again, if you study us, for the people who, some people believe in it, some people don't, some people believe a little bit. But Pisces are way more open minded. We're the last of the zodiac. So we're considered the elders, the oldest, the more, what could I say, wiser without sounding cocky?
Well,
I don't
well,
want to say
hold up.
wiser.
I've met some Pisces that are not that wise, but I will say
Hey,
I'm amongst
listen
wise
to things.
people right now.
No, but older and more open minded.
mm-hmm,
So where I'm going with this is like, I, like you just said it. I've connected the Hindu, the Buddhism, the Catholic. It's the same thing. We just call it different things. And if only people could see that, like, how, like, the world will connect even much better. But that's like wishful
mm-hmm.
thinking. That's
Well,
where
yeah.
my Pisces fairy tale thing comes in. Because if I could have it that way, it would be that simple. But how? What would you? Let's get into Fully Nourished. Let's get into what you
Okay.
do and Fully Nourished and your company and what you do with Fully Nourished, because it all ties into this. So could you explain to the people what Fully Nourished is?
Yeah, so it is my LLC. I am an entrepreneur with my business using my gifts to help people all around the world. I recently just launched a program, which, if you still want in, you have until about Tuesday to get in on it. But I am helping people develop their spirituality, like their gifts. In this program in particular, it's 8 weeks, and I'm helping you go through all of like, it's kind of like a spirituality 101. Like I teach them how to connect, how to ground, how to protect their energy, where they feel their gifts in their body, because everybody, whether you believe it or not, is has these abilities in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to talk oracle cards with them, tarot cards. Like that's really like a basic, like a beginner's level program that I do. I also
Right.
give readings to people. I do intuitive healing sessions that I feel into your energy. We clear some energy that needs to be cleared. Sometimes I cut cords. Sometimes it depends on what the person needs in that moment. And then I also have one-to-one clients, which those are like, a little more high ticket, but we work together every week for 3 months. And that's more like deep healing. Like if you have trauma that you need to work through, or if you really, really, really want to develop your spiritual gift on like a deep level, then we go into that container. But that's really, I mean, in a nutshell, that's what I do. And I really love it because I get to connect with people all around the world.
That's awesome.
It's not just limited to the tri-state New
Yeah.
York metro area, which is awesome.
Do you find or do you feel like what you do has a touch or like involves some sort of like psychology to it? Like, would
I
you
mean,
say,
working with people in
yeah,
general. requires that, right? But to be honest, I think because I feel into the energy so much, the brain, like the knowing of the brain, kind of takes a step back because I'm not in the ego when I'm working with these people. I'm in the soul. I'm in the
Mm.
spirit.
Right.
Now,
So
we keep hearing the word spirituality, which I love to use that word now as well. As I've gotten older and like learned some things myself, can you break down for the people spirituality versus religion? Because I think a lot of times people hear, "Oh, I'm religious," or "No, oh, I'm spiritual. I'm not religious." So
right.
for could you explain to the people what maybe the difference and why some people get confused? Like, so am I spiritual? Am I religious? Especially since we're using the word spirituality so much.
Right. So yeah. I mean, I've never really thought about it, to be to be completely honest. Um, but religion to me would be like really focusing on like the text that religion follows, really reciting the prayers, praying to those specific idols.
Mm.
I and whereas spirituality to me is more about energy, more about believing there's something bigger, calling in the idols that you feel connected to from
Mm.
whatever religion they may be. Um, I mean, I tie in astrology a ton to my spirituality practice.
Same. Hmm.
Um, I I mean, dare I say it, but I do spell work. I use manifestation techniques. Like I'm more. I think spirituality is more energy and more coming from a place of love
Yes.
rather than focusing on and like wanting to help the greater good rather than focusing on a text and a prayer or a set of prayers. And again, I
Right.
was born and raised Roman Catholic. Like I have all of my sacraments. I'm confirmed, all the things.
Same.
And would I go to church with my family? Yeah.
Hmm.
Even if my grandmother or my mother still asked me to go, I would go.
Hmm.
But do I subscribe to that's the only way it can be? No.
Absolutely, I agree. I totally agree. It's the same thing. Like I'm open to the church. I just feel spirituality is your own relationship. Like you said, you hit a lot of the marks, but it's like your own relationship with God. Whoever, like you said, whoever you tie it into, Buddha,
Mhm.
God. With me, God, obviously, but again, I just don't go. It's just not going by that text, that religion will.
Right.
I'm sorry, and I respect everyone's religion, spirituality, their choices, just like I just want people to respect mine. Um, but I feel like religion, it's more of a man-made thing in some ways,
Mhm.
especially with the text. I feel is a way to control the people.
And I
Hey,
was just gonna say that before,
no,
without
take it
getting
away,
too
girl. Yeah.
political, like that's what it is. It was formed to control people. And I'm sorry, and this is like something when especially Roman Catholics come for me, they're like, "Well, Jesus, da da da." I'm like, "Dude, Jesus was psychic. Like, did you not like he's turning water to wine? Like he's
Right.
prophesizing all of this stuff. Like, okay, you don't want to call him a psychic. You want to call him a prophet. Okay,
Mm.
the same
It's
thing."
funny because
Preach on
we
it.
kind
Woo.
of we kind of grew up the same way. I grew up in a Roman Catholic family, and I would see my mom would say, "Oh, things about getting tarot." When I was younger, she was kind of against it,
You
but
told me that.
God
That's why I was
forbid,
scared to do this setup.
but God forbid you would distract her or speak to her while Walter Mercado was on, reading his astrology. I
Do you
would
know
say,
who
"What
that
the
is,
fuck, you
Steph? Walter
hypocrite!"
Mercado?
No, but I just love how she said it.
I have to send you
He's like the
the
Puerto
Netflix. He
Rican
has a Netflix.
astrologist, like mega person. God
It's
rest
on
his soul.
Netflix. He
But
has a whole documentary. And he's a
yeah.
Pisces. He's a Pisces. You got to watch it. You got to
All
watch
right,
it.
and I'm
So
also
I
But
grew
Leo,
up
so
like
hey.
confused as fuck. Like, am I allowed to get my cards read? But then am I supposed to be
she
praying? Like,
does. She
I'm
said that to me.
confirmed. I got my first communion, all that jazz. And still, like, I've never, and this is going to sound really fucked up, I never felt connected to the church. I felt more so connected spiritually and to astrology.
Mhm.
So.
Seth, I don't want to go off course, but we are getting some questions, and some of our circle friends do get upset when we don't ask their questions. Um,
Ask away.
what do you think happens when you pass?
Right away or in general?
In general.
I'm reading the question as they as they
All
typed
right,
it.
sorry. Sorry. I'm very literal sometimes.
No, go whichever way you take it.
I do have a Gemini North Node, so I need the literal communication sometimes.
Oh, those Geminis.
But so honestly, I think we go to a resting place. Our soul goes to a resting place. Our soul stays in the 5D because so I don't know if this is getting too technical, but
No.
we live in the 3D right now, right? When we are like, when you're like half sleeping, half awake, like
Yes.
that's what we consider the 4D because you're not really in your body fully, but you're not really fully in your soul.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
No, no, no. I'm listening to you because I
Yeah.
have a lot of those half awake, half asleep things. I hate. It's so weird. I can't stand it.
And then the 5D is when you're like fully, like when you go fully into meditation or like you're fully in the soul, like your body, you're not in the ego anymore. So I fully believe when we pass in this form, our soul just simply goes back to the 5D, and our soul decides when we come back and how we come back and to what parents we come back to if we're even coming back as a human.
Yeah.
Because I have to say, like, I have a cat that has been with me she's 11. Like we were together in a past life somewhere. Like she's my girl. Like she's my girl.
I want to be
like,
a dog so I can be loved unconditionally.
Well, listen. The people that come back as animals, they got it right. I'll tell you.
Ooh. A dog. No, actually, well, a dog from the States, not from Puerto Rico or something. Because I've
Oh
traveled,
my God.
and those dogs could be home, just on the streets, trying to find their next meal. So it depends the dog, but where? Where?
Yes, you're right. I don't want to be in China because I don't want them to do that festival where they eat.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. But let's have some fun. We've definitely gotten into some nitty gritty, and we definitely have more of that. Keep sending your questions, circle friends. You guys have some good questions. We want to play a little game. With I tried to tie as much into astrology as I could, age, numbers, which we'll touch on numbers soon. But this game is what's my age again? What's my age again? What's my age again? Blink 182 fans out there right now. Yeah, get it? Yeah, get it? I get it? Corny, I know. But all right, so Melanie, Stephanie, you guys will be competing against each other. Not to set up women against women because we believe in girl power. But we're going to put you guys against each other to play this game. And basically, I'm going to read two celebrities, and you guys are going to guess who's basically older or youngest. So are you ladies ready?
Sure.
I'm ready.
Ready? Let's get into it. Jason Momoa or The Rock?
Oh, The Rock's older.
The Rock, yeah.
The Rock is 49. Jason Momoa is 42. Matt Damon. Huh?
What? That close?
No, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. The Rock is 49. Jason Momoa is 42.
Okay.
And this is how I be learning all these celebrity. Okay, circle friends who are watching. When we like Melanie and I sometimes are just talking, and I'm like, yeah, he's a this or he's a Capricorn. Hey, this is how I learn because I just be googling and I'm just be curious. I'm curious. Maybe I'm a cat in my old life because I'm very curious. But anyways, Matt Damon or Ben Affleck?
I want to say Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, yeah.
See, I was gonna say Matt. I'm saying Matt.
Oh well, Steph, you're ahead because Matt is older. He's 50 and Ben Affleck's 49.
Wow,
So
by like a few months, I'm sure.
I actually thought Ben Affleck was older going into it when I like researched this, but yeah, Matt Damon. All right, Janet Jackson or Jennifer Lopez?
Ooh,
Janet Jackson is older.
I think Jennifer Lopez.
Ooh, Stephanie's winning this one.
Oh
Janet
shit!
Jackson is 55.
Well, she's
Jennifer
psychic.
And Jennifer Lopez is 52.
Wait, how old is Janet?
Janet Jackson?
55? Yeah.
Janet Jackson's 55. She's a Taurus, so she just turned 55. Yeah.
Jesus
Jennifer
Christ.
Lopez is 52. Miss Leo. We have Jennifer Lopez fits that Leo role. Okay, speaking of another Leo, Madonna or Cher?
Cher. She. Hmm.
Yeah.
And when the world ends, cockroaches and Cher will be the only thing alive. Mm-mm.
Stephanie, what do you say? Cher as well? All right, you both are right. Cher is 75, still rocking and looking good, and Madonna's
God bless
63.
her.
5.
All right,
God
Meryl
bless.
Streep or Barbara Streisand?
Barb.
Barbara.
I'm going Barb.
Yeah.
You guys
Same.
all right? You ladies all right? Barbara
Fellow
Streisand
New Yorker, I
79
gotta go with Barb.
and Meryl Streep is 72. Now this one, okay, I'm not gonna even say nothing. Bella Hadid or Kylie Jenner?
I think Kylie. Wait. Kylie's 20 something. Bella Hadid is like super young. I think she's still a
Kylie's
teenager.
also a Leo.
I have no idea. I plead the fifth on this one.
I'm too
I
old.
vote out.
I don't like them. I'm in my
Can
30s.
I admit
All right.
something? I don't know who Bella is.
Oh, okay. So Bella Hadid, you see, this is why we'll have our pictures soon in the screen.
That's funny.
Bella Hadid is you see, hey, and I can't
He's
name a Travis Scott
Gigi
song.
Hadid's sister.
No, I'm just trying to make Steph feel better because I can't name a Travis Scott song, so it's fine that you don't know who Bella Hadid
I
is.
don't need to feel better. I'm old. I don't.
There you go.
know.
Me too. Me too. Stop. I don't want to say I'm old and that's why I don't know a Travis Scott song. I just want to blame it on his. He's not relevant. All right. So Bella Hadid is basically Gigi Hadid's sister, and if you don't know who, okay,
They're like models.
models. But
Yeah,
anyways,
just-
let's answer the question.
all right.
They're both 24, but Bella Hadid is actually older by 3 months.
That was a trick question.
Yeah, it was a trick question.
Scratch
Now,
that shit.
someone that you guys both know, you ladies both know, The Weeknd or Drake?
Oh shit!
You know what?
The-
I'm going Drake because he was in Degrassi Junior High. He was on the show Degrassi.
I didn't watch.
Yeah,
I know the
and-
show, but I didn't watch it.
I forgot how old The Weeknd is. I just know he's an Aquarius, so I'm gonna say Drake.
You ladies are both right. Drake's 34, The Weeknd's 31. Next, Jay-Z or Nas?
Oh Jesus! Let me ask my boyfriend.
No cheating.
Jay-Z came out first, right?
It doesn't matter who came out first, though.
I don't know. I feel like they came out at the same time though, but it doesn't matter
Right?
because one of them went.
Older,
But think
yeah.
about it. Whether they came out, they could have been younger. You know what I mean?
I'll say Jay-Z. He was slinging dope before Nas
Oh.
was in high school.
What do you
I'm
say,
kidding.
Stephanie?
I'll Jay-Z's married to Beyonce. I'll go him.
You ladies are both right.
Oh wait, we're right. Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
51
I'm trying
and
to-
Nas is 47. Jay-Z's
Oh.
a Sagittarius, if y'all care.
I almost got set up.
2 more. Robert De Niro or Al Pacino? I went with an eclectic mix here.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to
Who's
Niro.
Scarface? I'll say Pacino.
Scarface is Pacino. So Pacino and Stephanie Pacino, you ladies
No,
are both
De Niro.
right. Oh, De Niro.
No, she
So
said
Melanie,
De Niro.
you're right. Al Pacino's 81, Robert De Niro 78. Now, last one, Halle Berry or Nicole Kidman?
Mm,
I'm going Halle Berry.
I'll go with Nicole Kidman because that Botox in The Undoing.
Stephanie, you're right. Halle Berry 55, Nicole Kidman 54. Stephanie, you won, but you may be called a cheater because you're psychic. Hey, it's not her fault she has powers.
That is a good way to test your intuition.
And,
That is
there
true.
you go.
To do yes and no questions like that, like not somebody's age, but like
Mhm.
yes or no questions is a good way to test where you feel it in your body and like if you're good at it.
Absolutely. So let's go back to Fully Nourished, which is your company.
Mhm.
Right now, I know you spoke about classes that people could still sign on to. Can you let the people know what the Psychic Activation Academy is?
Yeah, that was the 8-week program that I was talking about.
There we go.
So that is, again, 8 weeks. We started this week, but I'm letting people come in until this following week because it's only one replay you would have to catch up on. But it's really, it's a group program, and I am bringing these women into their spiritual gifts. So this week we focused on like how to ground our energy and how to protect our energy and how to cleanse our energy. Because and for those people that are spiritual, once you are open to the energy, we now have to protect ourselves from maybe the not so good energy that might come in.
Right.
People that are empaths as well should really learn to protect their energy. And this could be super simple stuff like, and I know it's going to sound silly, but putting sea salt in like your shampoo or in your body wash. It helps to cleanse all of the energy. Like our hair, girls, we hold a lot in here. Like it's full of secrets. Like you know how like they say it's full of secrets. Like it's full of lots of stuff. So if you cleanse it with sea salt in your shampoo, it actually helps clear some of the energy. But anyway,
Not to interrupt you, but could
Yeah.
we talk about energy? Because energy is definitely
Yeah.
on the map to talk about. Nowadays in social media, even the
Mhm.
people who may not be as spiritually, whatever. Nowadays, we all want to just use whatever popular meme or whatever's floating around. We see a lot of my energy, my energy, my energy. Some of us know more what we talk about our energy versus others, but it doesn't matter because that's why we're here to teach. Can you explain energy? And when people are talking about protecting my energy and clearing my energy and ways to clear that energy, I'll give my example, but you're our guest, so definitely could you explain to people energy and what it entails?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to explain because it's just being, and again, like this is my triple Pisces coming in, like it just is for me. Um, but I guess if I had to explain it, it's like your general, like how you feel. Like, I guess we would equate it to like our mood. I guess that's the easiest way to equate it. Um, like how we feel on the regular when, even for instance, like Monday was a day. I ended up locking myself out of my apartment. I had to scale the porch to get back in. Like it was a day. And because I've been doing so much work on my quote unquote energy, like if this would have happened last year, I would have been a mess. I would have been like self-pity victim, like, oh my God, my life is over. And like because I've been doing so much work on myself and healing and all of the things, like it was able to just roll off. And I was like, all right,
Love it.
it is what it is. And because I'm more, I guess, I don't even like stable in how I feel, in like, I don't let my emotions rule me.
Mm.
Because when we're in our emotions, that's technically we're in the ego. So like we're in the human form, which is why we're here. And we're here to experience the ego. And I don't want to say that it's bad to be in the ego because it's not. That's why we're here. You know, and we need to be in the ego to build relationships, to go to work, to do all of these things and like, you know, enjoy good food and enjoy a delicious bubble bath, like whatever it is that we enjoy. But when we talk energy, to me, that's more on like a soul level. Like it's kind of taking out of the ego and out of the emotion, I guess
That
would
makes
be how I
sense.
explain it.
No, no,
Because
of
again,
course,
it's
no.
so hard. Like it's like for me, it's like, well, that's just what it is because I'm such a Pisces that like I don't. It's difficult for me to like explain it.
No, absolutely. Now, numerology. Numerology is another
Hmm.
thing, and I think numerology for me, the last few years, I think I started like coming into my spirituality with astrology. Astrology first and certain things, but numerology has been one of the things that have crept up, and I something I paid attention. What we call angel numbers, etc. Could you
Hmm.
explain to people how numerology, in terms as angel numbers and certain numbers that we catch, like for example, the 1111s, the 1227, certain numbers that we see a lot. Could you explain to people who may be going through that, like, why do I always see this number, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So angel numbers are a bit different from numerology. Like numerology tends to be, and I don't really mess with numerology just because
Okay.
it doesn't resonate with me. And that's like, just to put this out there, like the biggest thing I can say is like when it comes to spirituality, take what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate, don't force it. You know what I mean? But anyway, numerology is like if you looked at your birthday and you added up like the day, the month, the year, all the numbers in it, and then you come to like a single digit number. And then that number is like your profile and how you like live your life or what kind of person you are. But angel numbers, they are numbers, and I see like I personally have been seeing a lot. 222 is like my jam. And for me, because I have such a connection with my spirit guides and with my spirit team, to me, whenever I see 222, that tells me I'm on the right path. Everything's going to be okay. Like, you're good. But for, like you said, 1227, it's very important when we see these numbers to think about what we're doing in that moment. Because reflect on your thoughts, and it is your spirit team trying to tell you something. For some, it might just be like, hey, we're here with you. Like, here's like an angel hug from us, you know, like, we love you, we're here. Others, like I was saying, for me, 222 means like you're on the right track, keep going. When I see 444, I know that means for me, everything's going to be okay. And like, pretty much breathe, like, stop worrying.
That's what I see all the time, 444.
Like, yeah, but for you, 444 might mean something totally different. Yeah. So like, it's super important to pay attention to what you're thinking when you see those numbers. Because for everybody, like, everybody's like, oh, 1111, it means make a wish. And
that's me.
But like, there is some truth to that, because technically with the numerology meaning of the number 1, when you see 1111, it's all about manifesting, and it's all about, you know, the beginning.
Right.
So like, there's, you know, like, but I think there's also a personal flair to everything, because my guides, like, I see blue jays all of the time. And Charlie, you were talking about butterflies. Like, that's a sign from your mom, from your guides, from whoever is on the other side for you. I get my blue jays as like, all right, you're okay. Everything's, you know, like yesterday on the way to work, I was driving. I was dealing with some personal stuff, and I was on the phone with my father, and out of the corner of my eye, as I'm driving, I see 2 blue jays swoop down.
Wow.
Now it's November in New York. Like, blue jays shouldn't really be here anymore. But 2 of them swooped right down, and I was like, all right, thank you, you know. But, and here's something that is amazing, that once you start doing this, you're gonna see the repercussions immediately. When you thank and acknowledge your guides or your ancestors or whoever for that message, you will see more messages, like, almost instantaneously. Like, acknowledge that you're getting them. You know, like, even just these, I see you, you know, thank you, you know.
I'm like geeking over here, because I'm like, it happened. So that's why I'm like, I dissect everything with certain things. Like, like we said pre-show, butterfly landing on a certain person, or, you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah. And that's how guides and spirits communicate with us. So if you acknowledge how they're communicating with you, the more they're going to try to communicate with you.
Stephanie, you can't see the comments right now, but people are really loving.
I'm like fucking mind blown.
No, people are loving the feedback and everything on both Facebook, on YouTube. So
good, I'm glad.
Just wanted to let you know. Now, we wanted to do a surprise, Stephanie. But, you know, Aquariuses may be a little hard to surprise, or may not take surprises that well as we know. So I had to let my good Judy over here, not my grandma Judy, but my good Judy, for those who know, Judy is what gay guys call their best girlfriends, know this morning that we were planning a little something for her. As you got circle friends who followed us from day one know, last year, over a year ago, a few of us got a reading live from Flo. Shout out to Flo from the Bad Girls Club. Live on the show, but Melody has never gotten a reading, and like she said,
in life,
and part of it is because what we touched on today: religion, spirituality, her being told that it's evil, etc. But here we are today on the Inner Circle podcast, breaking Melanie's cherry, and we're gonna do a little reading for her, Stephanie. Oh, you're gonna not you are gonna do a little reading for her. So take it
Yeah.
away. This is
Go
your
easy
show
on
now.
me.
I'm in the background like a fly.
Oh
I mean,
Lord.
you can chime in if you want to.
All right.
Just
I'll be
saying.
here on the sidelines. I'm here to listen and watch. So take it away, lady.
Yeah. So just I just have a regular tarot deck with me. It's nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It's the original like Rider-Waite tarot deck that like the traditional one. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. It's the traditional one that like you see everywhere. And the reason, just to give like the reason we use this one is because it's the most universal one.
Right.
And all of the people all over the world, like this is the tarot deck to go to. So,
I don't know why my heart is like pounding, but all right, let's do
you're nervous.
this.
It's fine. It's fine. Breathe. Take a deep inhale through the nose.
Okay.
And exhale through the mouth. Calm it down. I got you. It's gonna be fine. But let's just feel in. What is there something that you would like to know?
I think essentially this is gonna get like a little bit in depth, but I feel health wise and like I'm in a journey where I'm getting older. I am a woman. I want to have kids eventually, and I just want to know if that's literally in the cards for me.
Is there, and this is just, I don't know if it's your nerves I'm feeling, but do you have gut issues too?
Yes, I have gastritis.
Yeah, I feel it. Do you take anything for that?
I do sometimes, but not as of late. No.
Okay, because I'm hearing for it to like really, and I don't know if how accurate this would be in terms of medicine, but like I'm hearing the word consistency.
Consistency.
So like, does that matter? Like with like taking the medicine or treating it, or maybe eating correctly?
Yeah, you sound like my GYN. Yeah. There has to be like a sense of there has to be consistency on my end so that I'm in the right path health wise. So
do you take prenatals already?
I don't. I take multivitamins. Okay.
So if you take multivitamins, and you can buy prenatals over the counter, but this is also my nutritionist brain chiming in. If you already take a multivitamin that you like, totally cool. All you need to buy is folate, FOLATE, and that's the actual extra part of a prenatal.
Got it.
So if you just take that, and they are saying to start the prenatals, because honestly, I think the pregnancy is coming quicker than you think.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh,
the first
I'm
card
going to
I
be an
pulled
uncle
was the
again.
Empress. Girl, the first card I pulled was the Empress. The Empress is all about like, again, I'm sorry, I'm like a spaz with the camera. But like,
no, it's fine.
It's all about like look at her. She is the mother, and she is fertile. Like this, I really think it's sooner than you think.
Oh, Lord. Ooh.
And that was the first card I picked. And you know what's funny?
Can I get a refill?
So I do this thing where like apparently, and one of my mentors told me that this is a good step in my spiritual like journey. But I like feel, and this might get a little witchy and weird for you, but I feel and see cards through my third eye before I even pull them. And this was what I was seeing in my third eye, and then it came out. So, and again, the Empress is like the mother of the tarot deck. Like she is known for being in the feminine energy, but I feel like that's also where you struggle.
Yes.
Because again, like you've already said to me, like you're more in the masculine role a lot, like just your energy, just how you are. And I think for you, yes, the pregnancy is going to be a lot sooner than you think, but I think it also means for you that you need to sit back and learn how to receive a little better.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Did you talk to my boyfriend?
Oh, no. She told you. Sit back and receive. Ooh. Stephanie, I'm chiming in because I have insight. So, continue. continue.
I
I'm
could
going about my
I could be
business.
a little rat-tat-tat, but I'm
Well, you're
calming
very
it.
strong.
Okay,
You're very
Candace.
strong, and that's not a bad thing. It's
Right.
just I think in order, because like they're just because you're so in the masculine all of the time. I think also that, and this is just what I'm hearing right now, but I think that's also why you're having these stomach issues because you're
Yeah.
so like go 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 all of the time. You are constantly like stressing about stuff. Like it's kind of ruminating in your body to a certain
All
extent.
the stress that any stress that I carry or whenever I am stressed out, I always feel it in my stomach. I always feel it in my gut. Like that's where I carry it the most.
But good news for you, you're the one holding yourself there. You can totally like check out this guy, the Hanged Man. If you notice, he only has one foot that's tied.
Oh, okay.
He could totally get out of this. He's holding himself there.
Hmm.
And I think to a certain, and it's for you personally, I think it's on a subconscious level. Like, I don't even think you're doing it intentionally, but you're holding yourself in this place because for you, being in the masculine feels really good.
I think it's
Which makes
something that I
sense because
grew
you're
up
an
with.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. But I think for you, what you really need to do, and I know you're going to be like, fuck you, I hate you. I think if you could feel more into like that Cancer energy and really be in the feminine, really be in the emotions. I know I told you weren't going to like it, but I feel
Where's
like
my
that
fan?
is really where you need to go in order for this to happen.
Okay. I receive
Don't
it.
hate me. Don't hate me. But I don't lie. I tell you what spirit.
You want to know something funny? I
Mm.
feel like I get my masculine, like strong personality from my mother because my mom is a retired cop. My mom is like,
She's
she's
a
always been
Cancer,
a
her mom,
boss,
too.
and she's a Cancer. She's always been like a boss ass bitch. But I've always felt like if I wasn't like her, I would be weak. So
Right.
this is a lot
No,
of
it's definitely,
revelations.
and I feel it. Like it's a push and pull for you. Like it's very difficult. But I mean,
Yeah.
and you said your boyfriend was a Leo, yeah?
Yeah, he is.
Are you guys getting married?
I don't know. Ask him, babe. I'm joking. Why? What are you seeing?
No, I just because his energy came up in the reading. I'm just asking. I think right now it's not going to happen because he's worried about money. But I think once he comes into money, it's going to happen.
Well, he just got a brand new job, which we were celebrating for last week. So
Mm-hmm. Yup. They came over. Yup. Ooh,
That's
love
why
it.
I think this baby is coming a lot quicker than you think.
now, can I ask you a question? And I know this is gonna be so corny.
Yeah.
Do you see twins? Because he's a twin.
She really wants to have a damn twin, this girl.
One pregnancy. I mean, I get it.
Hello.
Oh.
Push, bang, you're done.
You know what? Let me pull up. I'm not hearing anything about twins, but we'll see what card comes up.
So not to interrupt you, I hope I'm not interrupting your energy, Stephanie, but you said one pregnancy. So that stood out to me. You said one pregnancy.
No, because she said she wants twins.
Okay,
and
okay.
I get it as a female because it's only one pregnancy.
Okay. You see, this is why I said I'm going to shut up, and stay up.
That's all I meant.
I'm a man.
That wasn't my intuition.
Right.
Intuition. It was one pregnancy, two for the price of one. That's all that meant.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's twins.
It's fine. Multiples is fine.
And I think you're gonna have one like I said a lot sooner than you think, but then you're gonna wait a while before you have another.
Should we stop it there?
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see like the reveal of when the.
I know the reveal.
I think I'll tell you before I tell Charlie.
Hey, I won't be mad at it. I will not be mad at that.
Listen, I'll drive over the Tappan Zee Bridge for you.
Listen, we're gonna be going to brunch and eating for 1, 2, 3, 5.
Oh God!
I hate math.
That's so funny. Thank you so much. I
You're
was
so
like,
welcome.
I was hesitant, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been approached by like random tarot readers on the street. I've had people like stop me and be like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and then they'll be like, "Do you want a reading? I can tell you something about your future." I'm like, "No, I'm not interested." Or like my
Oh my
mom has
God,
had,
that's like one of my pet peeves though. Like people that
yeah,
slide into your DMs being like, I received a message from you. Like real
that.
psychics don't do that.
Well, not even on the street. I've had that shit happen to me before. So,
I
Yeah.
mean, it's probably homeless people in New York. I mean,
No, even in Vegas or
oh
New
really?
yeah,
Orleans, like when I'm like going around, they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, come in." You certain city areas, the New Orleans, the Vegas, the New Yorks. Yeah,
New Orleans, though, a funny story. I went there years ago for a
love New
bachelorette party.
Orleans.
I
I
loved.
have gone.
I want
I
to go
want to
back.
go.
I loved New Orleans, but when I went down there, because I was already like, I knew I was spiritual, but I wasn't as into it. Excuse me, as I am now, obviously. And we went into a voodoo museum because that's what you do. You're in New Orleans.
Hmm.
You know, you got to see the sights, you got to do all the touristy stuff. And I went into this museum and I had to leave because the energy was, you could just tell it was like negative. It was toxic. And the two girls I was with, God love them, they didn't feel a thing. And I just said, I was like, I'll meet you guys outside. Like, mm-mm. And like, I paid whatever the fee was to get into the museum, and I ended up sitting outside on the curb the whole time because I couldn't be in there. It was like
Yeah,
bad juju.
you have to protect your energy.
Mhm.
And listen, I'm at that point, and this is why I wanted to bring up energy, and especially having you here, because people don't get it. Like, energy is so important.
Oh
Energy
my
is like
goodness, it's
so
so important.
important. It depletes you. Like, you have to regain it. And me as a Pisces, and I put the post up or whatever, and yeah, I may put a laughing emoji because, haha, funny because it's true. But it's true where it's like, as a Pisces, I love you, but I may need extra amount of like time to recoup for myself away from people. Don't take it personal, please. Doesn't mean I don't love you.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean I'm trying to like fall back. It's what I need from myself. And that's for different people.
Mhm.
I'm a Pisces, so an Aquarius may deal with it in a different way. A Leo may
Yeah,
deal with it in a
yeah.
different way. Cancers. What I know is that us Pisces, we go into recluse like
Mhm.
because it's energy. Energy is very important. Like we get depleted every day. We go to work, no matter what your sign, we get depleted from energy because of depending your job or whatever the people we deal what we dealing with,
Mhm.
we it depletes us, so we have to we come home and regain that energy, and it's different for everyone. And I'm not,
Mhm.
Stephanie, I am not in the line of work that you do fully, although we're both Pisces, but I identify, I see it and connect with it, but I'm not all the way there like you. But I know the importance of energy. So, and I know it's not whatever sign, like it's different for every sign. So that's why, like, I definitely wanted to talk about bring energy up as well.
Yeah. I think the most important thing that anybody can do, regardless of your astrology, before you go to bed at night, and this is no matter, again, no matter your sign, no matter how old you are, no matter what, when you get into bed, and this is, I tell my clients, this is what I did with my Psychic Activation Academy yesterday. Um, you literally, before you go to sleep, before you get into that 4D state where you're like half awake, half asleep, when you are still fully in your body, you need to take a deep inhale and exhale and imagine other, like what I say out, well, not out loud, but like I say to myself, I am releasing all of the energy that is not mine.
Mm.
And imagine it literally coming out of your body. I imagine it as like a bubble coming out, but whatever feels good to you. And then I literally imagine this bubble going out my window. And to really just spice it up, I imagine turning that bubble into white energy. So I'm transmuting it for the greater good. So I'm not sending out bad energy so
Right.
that bad energy doesn't come back. But
Mhm.
that has been a game changer too, because it's helped me because it's hard. And a lot of the times we don't realize we're picking up other people's shit,
Yep.
Mhm.
Big
you
Mhm.
time.
know?
Whether
And
it's a
it, again, it
sibling,
doesn't,
a
yeah,
coworker, a stranger,
yeah.
we are picking up people's things, and this is what people don't
Problem.
understand.
And it doesn't, even people that we live with, and that gets really tricky because, like, am I in a bad mood because of you or is it my shit?
Ooh.
Oh, you're singing to the choir, girl.
But you know what I mean?
Well,
And
I'm
that,
guilty of
let's
that
face
shit.
it,
I'm not gonna lie.
but that comes with any relationship, or when you live in close quarters with somebody. Like, but it's important to tell the difference between, like, all right, is this really my shit that's why I feel like this? So
Right.
that's why it's so important to literally say to yourself, I'm releasing what's not mine. Because
Absolutely.
your soul, even if your body and your ego don't understand what you're saying, your subconscious and your soul understand,
Hmm.
and
And
it will do it.
I'm so glad you brought breathing into it because Stephanie, I started doing this like my what I call Charlie's little nuggets, my nuggets since September. And honestly, you, Miss Stephanie Stroud, have been somewhat of an inspiration for that as well to put myself out there solo and daily putting, trying to put positivity out in social media, which could be so negative. Again, like we
Mm-hmm.
discussed before the show, depending how you use it, I've been trying to at least put out 0.5% of positivity every day. I started this in September, my little nuggets. And one of the days, I breathing. People don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that breathing in and releasing the importance of that. Like I used to look at people like back in the day when I was in my, oh, breathe in, breathe out, bitch, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, okay, what does that mean? But
I could
now,
see you with your head mic on, with your hand on your hip, standing by the cash wrap, talking some shit. Yep. Mhm.
there you go. We go back, way back. She knows, she knows. But now it's a little different. It is a little different when you get, older, wiser. I hate using the word older, but when you just start coming into your own and learning certain things or certain tactics that you're like, what the hell is she talking about? They do work. And that's
Yeah.
why
Mhm.
I've said it in my little nuggets, daily nuggets, breathing in and out. So I'm so glad you brought that up and you explained that as well.
Yeah.
And even
Well,
some of our
and think
circle
about
friends
it.
are talking about it, that they're going to start the practice. So,
And honestly, it doesn't, because I think people get so intimidated by, like, meditating. You don't have to
mhm.
meditate. Literally, if you can even, I mean, I have obviously AirPods on to talk to you guys right now, but, like, put on your favorite song, sit quietly, and just focus on the breath for the length of the song. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be like this in depth, like, I'm going to the 5D experience. All we need to do to feel better is to calm our central nervous system down. And the easiest way to do that is just to breathe.
That's
And we
true.
forget that.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Stephanie, we want to thank you so much. And we said it
Oh,
before the show. Like, there's so much. I'm like, there's so much we
I
can hit
know. I know.
on.
I could talk for hours on all of this.
Listen, that you have to come
We're
back.
gonna have to have an after show after this.
I mean,
And
maybe after we go get dinner on Arthur Avenue or something,
oh, we could do a
Yeah.
little like thing. No, I'm serious. I'm down for a
Uh,
little dinner. We could all meet in the
what do you
Bronx.
think? I'm joking? Come on.
All
I'm
right, all right,
dead ass.
all right. You guys will be seeing posts from the inner circle behind the scenes, where we're all having dinner, brunch, whatever it is. We're gonna make it happen. This crew, I knew this crew
I
would
can't
get
drink.
along.
I'm pregnant. I'm joking.
Oh, and that'll be one of the things too. I can drink. I'm pregnant. Oh God, manifested. But thank you so much, Stephanie. You have to come back again. We said it before the show,
This
Circle
is so
Friends.
much
Like
fun.
we said it before the show. There's so much to unpack, and there's so much that we could
Hmm.
just dive into that it's just not enough time. So Stephanie will
No.
definitely be back in 2022, God willing,
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
your
Yes.
God is. And but we doing something new here at the Inner Circle Podcast. Before we used to end it with a game. We still love playing games here and having fun. But now we like to end it in let's end it with gratitude. We like to end the show with a let's end it with gratitude.
I love that.
So think about something. We're gonna go with Melanie because we started telling you before the show, but we want you to think about something. So we'll start with Melanie of with your let's end it with gratitude. Melanie, take it away.
So I'm grateful for, and this is something I was thinking about earlier this week. I am grateful for my five senses. Like, I think a lot of people take their senses for granted.
True.
And there are times like I joke around with my boyfriend and I say, "Oh my God, I'm deaf. I can't hear." Like, but truly and honestly, I feel like I don't appreciate it enough. So I want to be grateful and say, I appreciate my senses. Thank you, God. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you think of one, Stephanie, and I'm gonna go first. My let's end it with gratitude. It was something else before, but I want to switch it. I want to switch it to, and this is maybe for our circle friends watching, for friends or people who you may have met X amount of years before, and maybe you're not as close with, you don't hang out with every day, but you still somewhat, whether it's through social media or whatever, keep in contact. And I want to end it, let's end it in gratitude with people like Stephanie for me. Because
Aw.
this is people that I like, yeah, we may not hang out every day, we may not talk every day. We may just follow each other for years and just like each other's stuff and maybe send a little cute comment, but we could come together like this and it's like it was just yesterday. So I want to end it with gratitude where you could catch up with people that's been 10, 5 years or whatever that you're not that maybe that close contact, but you come together like this and it's great. So for people like you, Stephanie, and other people out there, I want to end it in gratitude for you guys. So thank you guys.
Thank you. You're gonna make me cry.
Pisces, we're emotional.
Aw.
But no, I actually, it's funny, Melanie, that you said your five senses because I'm actually like super grateful for my body and like the ability that it works. Um, and because for me personally, when I deal with stress, like working out is how I get it out of my body and out of my system. And
Mhm.
I was recently going through last week and the past few weeks, I was dealing with an injury. So the fact that like I'm feeling better and my body is working and I am so grateful that my body is back to where it is to work and to work in the ways that I'm asking it to help
Right.
because it helps me in so many other ways. And it helps my mindset, it helps everything. But
Awesome.
Charlie, I am so grateful, and Melanie, I am so grateful for this opportunity.
No, we're grateful
So,
for you. This
We're
was
grateful
fun.
for you. This was
Stephanie,
awesome.
and who would have thought dancing on the cash wrap
Aw. Well,
20
funny
years later?
story
This is
before we
amazing.
leave. That's how we met. Me and Charlie met working in retail. We worked at Forever 21, and he was my manager.
and it
Yes.
was
And
dancing on the couch.
at
But say it,
at
say
first
it.
I was like, I don't like him. He's too like up fiefity uppity and snobby. And
Stephanie
then
too.
and
Stephanie
then
too. Say it, Stephanie.
We
Don't be
we
and then
can
shy.
tell right away.
right. So and then a Britney song came on and I said, I love Britney Spears. He said, me too. I have her tattoo. Or I have her name tattoo. And I was like, shut up. You're my new best friend. And it's been Charlie and Melanie since then. Frickin'
Yeah,
crack.
10 years. It's been a decade. It marked a decade in September, so we have to take a
Yeah.
trip. We were talking about a trip.
New
We were talking
Oh
Orleans
my god.
about New Orleans. There you go,
or
Stephanie.
DR.
We want to thank you so much. Listen,
Yes,
Stephanie
thank
will
you
be
so
back
much.
here on the Inner Circle podcast. If even if I have to drag her back on, she will be back because there's so much more to share and unpack that I want you circle friends to know about because she's so great in what she does. Stephanie, actually, I'm not gonna say it. This is your time. I like to say, sell yourself like a prostitute in church. Tell
I
them where they
mean,
can find you, all your social medias, everything you're doing. This is your time to sell yourself. Go ahead.
yeah, thank you. So the best way to follow me is either on Instagram or Facebook. That's where I hang out. My Instagram handle is Stephanie Marie _222. And my Facebook profile is Stephanie Marie, or you can join my Facebook group, which is called Fully Nourished. And if you searched it up in the group section, you should be able to find it. But Stephanie Marie on Facebook, and I'm friends with Charlie on Facebook and Instagram. So look for a common, person in common, and that's me. But following me on both of those socials is the best way to get me.
Good. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
All right, it was a great show. We want to thank all our circle friends and even our new. We're gonna call you circle friends too. Tuning
Yeah.
in and watching, we really appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. Subscribe, like, share. Melanie, what do you gotta say to take our circle peeps out?
Protect your energy.
Fast. Love
Protect
you
your
guys.
energy. Bye.
See you guys next week. Same place, same time.
Ciao for now.
Yay!
I love that outro. That's different.
Yeah! Yeah, I set that up.
Wait, so Stephanie, let's talk, girl.